Yo, what's up everybody? It's MJ here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of tech myths, those persistent rumors and misconceptions that just refuse to die. You know the ones, leave your phone plugged in overnight and you'll fry the battery. Download a gigabyte file in a second with more RAM. We've all heard them, but are they actually true? That's what we're here to find out. Over the next few minutes, we'll be separating fact from fiction, debunking some of the most common tech myths out there. We'll dig into the science, the tech, and the real-world implications to give you the clarity you need to navigate the ever-evolving world of technology. So, buckle up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's bust some myths. All right. Let's kick things off with a classic. Leaving your laptop plugged in all the time will destroy the battery. We've all heard this one, maybe even panicked about it a time or two. But is there any truth to it? The short answer is, not really. See, modern laptops, and I'm talking anything made in the last 5 to 7 years, they have sophisticated battery management systems. These systems are designed to prevent overcharging. Think of it like a safety valve for your battery. Once your laptop hits that 100% charge, the battery management system kicks in and essentially stops the flow of electricity to the battery or reduces it to a super slow trickle charge, just to keep it topped off. Now, it's true that constantly keeping your laptop at 100% charge can put a bit of stress on the battery over the very long term. It's like keeping a spring compressed all the time. It'll wear it out a bit faster. But we're talking about a minuscule difference here. The real battery killer? Heat. Heat is the enemy of lithium-ion batteries, the kind found in most electronics these days. So, if you're really concerned about maximizing your battery's lifespan, the best thing you can do is avoid exposing your laptop to extreme temperatures. So next time you're working away with your laptop plugged in, don't stress about the battery. Modern tech has got you covered. Let's talk RAM, that magical memory that makes your computer feel snappy. The myth here is that more RAM automatically equals a faster computer. Sounds logical, right? More memory, more speed. Well, it's not quite that straightforward. Think of RAM like your computer's short-term memory. It's where your computer stores data that it's actively using. So, if you're running a bunch of programs at once, having more RAM means your computer can access that data more quickly. That's why when you have a lot of Chrome tabs open, you want to have enough RAM. But here's the catch. RAM is just one piece of the performance puzzle. Your CPU, or processor, is like the brain of your computer, and it plays a massive role in how fast your computer can process information. Your storage drive, whether it's an SSD or an HDD, determines how quickly your computer can read and write data. And then you have your operating system and software, which also impact performance. So, while having enough RAM is crucial for a smooth computing experience, it's not a magic bullet. It's all about balance. If you're running demanding applications like video editing software or high-end games, then yeah, having more RAM will definitely give you a noticeable boost. But if you're mainly browsing the web, checking email, and doing light work, then upgrading your RAM might not make a huge difference if your other components are holding you back. It's like having a sports car with a huge engine but flat tires. You need all the parts working in harmony to unleash the full potential. Incognito mode, the secret agent of the browsing world. The myth here is that by firing up an incognito window, you become completely anonymous online, free to browse without leaving a trace. It's tempting to believe, but unfortunately, it's not entirely true. Here's the deal. Incognito mode does offer a degree of privacy, but it's not a cloak of invisibility. When you browse in incognito mode, your browser doesn't save your browsing history cookies or site data. So if someone were to check your browsing history later, they wouldn't see your incognito activity. That's the good news. However, incognito mode doesn't hide your activity from your internet service provider, ISP, or from the websites you visit. They can still see your IP address and track the sites you're going to. Think of it like this. You might be wearing a disguise, but you're still walking down a busy street in broad daylight. Now, there are ways to enhance your online privacy, such as using a virtual private network, VPN, which encrypts your internet traffic and masks your IP address. But incognito mode alone won't make you disappear from the digital grid. So use incognito mode strategically, like when you're shopping for a surprise gift and don't want your browsing history to betray you. But don't rely on it for complete anonymity. That's a myth we need to bust right now. Let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the malware in the MacBook. The myth that Macs are immune to viruses has been around for ages, almost as long as Apple itself. It's a tempting narrative, especially if you're tired of dealing with Windows security woes. But let's set the record straight. Macs can and do get viruses. It's true that Macs have historically been less targeted by malware creators than Windows PCs. This is partly because of their smaller market share, and partly because of Apple's more controlled ecosystem. But as Macs have become increasingly popular, they've also become more attractive targets for cybercriminals. The myth of Mac invulnerability has also lulled some users into a false sense of security. They might be more likely to click on suspicious links, download files from untrusted sources, or skip software updates, all of which can increase their risk of infection. The reality is that any device connected to the internet is vulnerable to malware. Macs, Windows PCs, Linux machines, they're all susceptible. The good news is that by practicing safe computing habits, you can drastically reduce your risk of getting infected, regardless of what kind of computer you use. So keep your operating system and software up to date, use strong and unique passwords, be wary of suspicious emails and attachments, and for the love of Steve Jobs, use a good antivirus program. Don't let the myth of Mac immunity lead to a digital disaster. In the world of smartphone cameras, it seems like we're on a never-ending quest for more megapixels. But do more megapixels automatically mean a better camera? Megapixels refer to the number of individual pixels a camera sensor can capture. While important, they're not the only factor in image quality. The size of the camera sensor, the quality of the lens, and image processing algorithms also matter. So, next time you're shopping, don't get too hung up on the megapixel count. Free Wi-Fi. It's the siren song of the digital age. We see that free Wi-Fi sign at a coffee shop, airport, or hotel, and we can't resist the allure of free internet. But is public Wi-Fi always safe to use? Unfortunately, the answer is a resounding no. Public Wi-Fi networks, especially those that don't require a password, are like open doors for cybercriminals. Without proper security measures, your data is essentially up for grabs. Hackers can intercept your internet traffic, steal your login credentials, and even gain access to sensitive information like your bank accounts. Think of it like this. When you connect to a public Wi-Fi network, it's like having a conversation in a crowded room. Anyone can eavesdrop on your conversation if they're close enough. That's why it's crucial to protect yourself when using public Wi-Fi. One of the best ways to do this is to use a VPN, which creates a secure tunnel for your internet traffic, making it much harder for hackers to intercept your data. You should also avoid accessing sensitive information, like your bank account or credit card details, while connected to public Wi-Fi. If you must do online banking or shopping, use your mobile data connection or wait until you're on a secure network. So, enjoy the convenience of free Wi-Fi, but do so with caution. Remember, when it comes to online security, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And that's a wrap on today's myth-busting session. Remember, don't believe everything you hear about technology. Do your research, stay informed, and always be critical of the information you encounter online. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on MJ Tech Space.